and welcome back to Baking with Briony, the series where I attempt to learn how to bake properly and actually make edible food. Today we're going to make some Valentine's Day cookies in honour of Valentine's Day. I feel like sugar cookies are very hit and miss. Many people say they're easy, but I have made some lovely ones and I've made some downright inedible ones. So we're thinking that hopefully today we can make some edible ones. As I was measuring out my ingredients, I realised I didn't have enough flour, so we are making like a half batch. And I have written down all of the measurements so that I don't get it wrong this time like I did with the bread. So let's give it a go. Fingers crossed it goes well. First things first, there is 114 grams of butter. And then to that I'm adding 100 grams of sugar. And then we are just going to let that cream until it's light and fluffy. Don't forget to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure everything gets a nice mix. Otherwise you'll always find there's some butter or some sugar or something at the bottom that hasn't been mixed in. Okay, so this is definitely light and fluffy now. I don't know if you can see, but the brightness is not right. But it's light and fluffy, so we're going to scrape down the edges again. And then we're going to add in the egg. Okay, so next we're going to add the egg and the vanilla extract. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I personally think that this is like really cheap vanilla extract, so I always add a bit more so you can actually taste it. Okay, and then that goes in here. Okay, and now we're gonna turn that on, mix and combine. Next we're adding in the flour, baking powder and salt. So we need 240 grams of flour, okay, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt because I use solid butter, and then we need 3/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so give that a bit of a mix, and then we add it in a little at a time. So I'm going to pop on my flour shield so I don't get flour everywhere. A little bit in to start with. Yeah, keep adding a little bit at a time. Okay, that looks like it's incorporated, so we're going to scrape down the sides, make sure there's no loose flour anywhere. So I've just scraped on the sides. I'm going to give it one last mix quickly, make sure everything is thoroughly combined. Okay, and that should be good. Okay, that is all mixed up. We're going to empty it out onto some cling film, wrap it up nice and tightly, and then pop it in the fridge for 2 hours. The dough has been chilling for 2 hours in the fridge, which means we can now roll it out and cut it into some shapes. Unfortunately, I looked through all of my cookie cutters and I have dog ones, I have Halloween ones, I have Christmas ones, but I have no just circles or hearts, which is really annoying because it is Valentine's Day ones. But I'm going to try and use a glass for some circle ones, and then I might just make some star ones and we'll just ice some hearts onto it. The recipe calls for it to be rolled to a 1/4 inch thickness, and thankfully I have one of these handy rolling pins that tells me the thickness. Okay, so it's all rolled out. Let's try and cut out some shapes. I got them all cut out. They are going into the oven for 10 minutes. The sugar cookies are cooling on a rack, so while they're cooling I'm going to make the icing. For this I need half a cup of icing sugar, which is in here, half a tablespoon of milk, one teaspoon of corn syrup, and a quarter of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. It's pretty thick, so I'm going to add in some more milk because that's not really how the icing is meant to be. Okay, it's time to ice the cookies. These ones, the star ones, unfortunately I kind of burned them a little bit. But we're still going to ice them because they might taste okay. But the circles have done pretty well, so that's good. Do some little hearts. I've put some icing on all of them, and now I've got some little sugar hearts to pop on them. Look, they're all done. All done! There we have it. It took a lot longer to ice than I thought, and I swear that happens every single time. You always think that icing is going to be really quick and easy. Boy, does it take a while. But either way, I think they're very cute, and you might see some friends and I'll pass them out and obviously give some to Sam. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And I have also posted a video where I attempted to make some bread. So there is a link in the description for that. And I'm going to be posting some more videos where I bake some other things, so please give me a follow and keep an eye out for more.